Great. Hello everybody. This is our bar sculpt today. We're going to be using our normal set of light weights. I have 1 pound. Feel free to go heavier, or you can always set the weights off to the side at any point in time. We're also going to be using a block. I have a smaller block here. You can use a smaller block, which would be helpful in some instances, or you can use a larger block. Totally your choice and preference. All right, we're going to start by placing that block on the floor. We're going to grab our weights, grabbing one weight in each hand. Go ahead and draw your heels on that block, allowing your toes to turn slightly outwards. From here, one weight in each hand, palms facing down by your side. Just give me a soft bend those elbows with a bicep curl. Palms facing in towards the same shoulder, bend and extend into those knees. Imagine you're sliding down a wall behind you so your shoulders remain stacked directly over your hips. Palms in towards the same shoulder. Keep it going. Few more breaths here. Bicep curl. First position, bend and extend. You're using that block to keep your heels lifted. Just the balls of your feet, maybe just your toes are pressed in towards the floor. Next, we're gonna hold the bend the knees. We're gonna bring our hands to our hips. And we're gonna lift and lower that right leg. So bring your hands to your hips. Make sure that left heel is sealed to that block. So with your toes turned out, we're just gonna lift and lower that right leg. Keep a soft bend and that right knee lift and lower. This is not an easy move. It's actually quite challenging. You want to really sink into that left hip. Keep a nice bend into that left knee. Just resting your hands on your hips, maybe pointing through your right toe as you lift and lower. Keep it going. Lift and lower. Almost there. Lift and lower. Stay with it. Just a few more here. Then we're going to seal those heels back on the block. Give me 2 more. And 1 more. All right, seal those heels down. Bring the palms facing in. Keep the legs straight as we start. Bend into those knees. We come into a hammer curl. Thumbs towards the same shoulder. Bend and extend. Got it. Just a gentle bend and extend of the knees. Thumbs in towards the same shoulder. We're warming up our upper body, warming up our lower body. Gentle movements here. Still imagining you're gliding down that wall behind you by keeping your shoulders directly over your hips. Bend and extend. Keep it going. Almost there. Just a gentle bend and extend in both of your knees. Continuing to move here. Continuing to bend deeper into your knees. You've got it. Keep it going. On the next one, hold the deep end and both of your knees. Walk your heels a little bit closer, maybe more on that block for some stability. Bend into those knees, hands to your hips. We're just going to lift and lower. Whoop, that left leg. If you lose your balance, this is not an easy one, I promised. But we're targeting that right quad as we lift and lower. Maybe you might feel a little funky the first few times that you do it. You'll find your stance. Slowly lift, slowly lower. Avoid using momentum. Keep it going. Lift and lower. Just a few more. You'll be happy to know we're actually going to plant our entire foot on that block next. Again, if you lose your balance, just come back into it. Find your focus. Lift and lower. Left leg, give me 1 more. All right, sit up nice and tall. Place your right foot on that block. The entire right foot planted on that block. From here, hands on your hips. We're just going to set that left foot forward, together, and back. You're alternating forward lunge and reverse lunge. Make sure it's a wide enough stance that your front knee stays directly over your ankle. That back knee, alternating right and left, depending on if you're in a forward or reverse lunge, stays directly under your hip. Keep it going. Almost there. Still going. Still moving. Relax your shoulders down from your ears. Give me one more of each. And we're gonna hold it in that reverse lunge so your left leg is back. From here, pulse, pulse, arm and left leg lift and lower. Pulse, pulse, hold it low, hinge forward, lift that left leg, squeeze the base of your left glute. Maybe lift both the arms as if you're trying to take flight. Pulse, pulse, lift and lower. Keep it going. Almost there. Squeeze the base of your left glute. Slow and steady. Palms facing in towards your body. 2 pulses. Lift and lower. Pulse, pulse, lift and lower. You got it. All right, come on to standing. Slide that block under your left foot now. Your entire left foot's on that block. Right leg is by your side. Just bring your hands to your hips. We're going to take that right foot forward. Bring it together, step it back. Bring it together, step it forward. You're alternating forwards and backwards. Reverse and forward lunge. On that forward lunge, you're firing up the quads. On that reverse lunge, you're firing up those hamstrings. Keep it going. Make sure that step is big enough. Step it forward. Step it back. Yes, you can. Chest is lifted. Almost there. Give me one more of each. We're going to hold it in that reverse lunge stance. All right, bring the palms facing towards your back right heel. Give me 2 pulses. Lift that right leg. Set it down. Pulse, pulse, lift, and lower. Really squeeze the base of your right glute. Lift your arms. Lift your right leg. Pulse, pulse, lift, and lower. Keep it going. We're going to bring that block between our palms next, and we're swapping out that block with the weights. 2 pulses. Keep a deep bend, that front left knee, hinge forward as you lift that right leg. Lift the arms. Pulse, pulse, lift, and lower. Last 10. Keep it going. Pulse, pulse. You've got it. All right, finish up what you're on. Set those weights down. We're gonna grab that block and we're gonna place that block between our palms. Come into a wide plie. Block is long ways. Block right in front of your face. Elbows tap and elbows open, just like butterfly wings. Open and close. So sorry. Keep it going. Open and close. That's it. Almost there. Keep the elbows directly in front of your shoulders. Elbows tap and open. All right, hold those elbows parallel. Press it up, release it down. Press and release. Now make sure that you're pressing into that block with both of your palms. Double check, are your fingers pressing in? Are your palms sealed into that block? They start to release. Suction them back into that block. Keep your elbows close in towards one another. They're going to want to open up. Keep those wings nice and open. You've got it. Keep it going. Almost there. Lift and lower just the elbows. Continuing to squeeze that block. Yes, you can. We're going to bring that block long ways between your palms. Give me 2 more. Last one. All right. Place that block between your palms. Elbows are wide. Keep your hips nice and low. Pulse, pulse. Right heel lifts. Right crunch. Pulse. Pulse back to the right. We're going to do a full minute on the right side. Come through center and then a full minute on the left side. Pulse, pulse. Maybe lifting that heel if you like some additional calf work. You can also just draw your right elbow down, keeping that right foot sealed in towards the floor. Most importantly is you want to make sure that that left shoulder does not roll forwards. Avoid compromising your form just to get an extra set in. Slow it down as much as you need to. Stack that left shoulder directly over the right. Crunch and lift. 2 pulses, hold it low. Draw that right elbow down towards your right knee. Maybe you lift that right heel. Maybe you don't. Last one. All right, straighten those legs, shake it out. Come back into it. Give me 2 pulses. Left side, back through center. 2 pulses. Left side, back through center. You got it. Really stacking that right shoulder over the left as you crunch down. Left elbow to left knee. Hold it low. Lift that heel. If you want the additional calf work, keep that heel sealed down to the floor. If you're like, I just need a break, I just want to crunch my obliques, that's perfectly fine. Keep it going. Pulse, pulse, side bend, and lift. Pulse, pulse, side bend, maybe with the heel lift, and back through center. All right, give me 1 more. All right, come back through center, walk it in. So with that block between your palms, we're gonna reach that block up high overhead, draw that right knee up, flex through your right foot, step that block down, kick your right leg back, give me 1 L step, lift it up, draw that right knee, whoop, draw that right knee up, and then kick it back. L step, lift. If you lose your balance, that's okay. I keep losing my balance as well. Try to find something that you're focusing on as you lift and lower. Knee drive, step that block down or hands to the floor. Kick that right leg straight back. Hold that hinge forward as you come into 1 L step. Flex to that right foot. Draw it up and down. All right, we're gonna hold it in that L step. So from here, with your hands on the block, have a slight bend and that left knee, that left leg is your base. Right leg stays back. We're just gonna L step, lift and lower. Just the right leg is moving. Try to flex through your right foot. You want that right leg as straight as you can. You want to feel that stretch in the back side of your leg. You want to feel the work in your lower glute as you lower and lift that right leg. Keep it going. Just the right leg is moving. Still going. L step, lift and lower. Hips stay square here. We're gonna add a little movement into that left leg. It's been stiff for quite a while. Hold that right leg lifted. Point through your right toes. We're gonna come into a curtsy, just like a Shiva squat. And then we're gonna tap that right leg out to the right hip. So a little curtsy and a side tap. Little curtsy and a side tap. You wanna take it up a notch. Curtsy, side leg lift, curtsy, side leg lift, your choice. Hands can be on that block, hands can be on the floor, your choice. Almost there. Curtsy, side tap, or side leg lift. Keep it going. We're going to switch and we're going to get some movement into that left leg, coming back to that left knee drive. One L step, and then back to that left knee drive. Give me one more. All right, finish up where you're at. Bring that block back overhead between your palms. Right leg is your base. Flex through your left foot, draw that left knee up. Hinge forward, set that block on the floor. Kick that left leg back, flex through your left foot, L step, lower, and lift. Left knee drive, and forward. Hands can remain on that block. It's a balance challenge because you're just using one block, but it is bringing the floor a little bit closer up towards you. If you'd prefer to just place your hands on the floor, that's always an option. Put the block off to the side. Lower and lift. Few more here. Keep it going. All right, one more wherever you're at. We're all gonna meet in that L step stance. Kick that left leg straight back, hands to the floor or to block. Point that left toe. Flex that left foot, lower and lift. Squeeze the base of your left glute. Keep your hips square. So if you're starting to really lean into your right side, try walking that block a little bit over to the left side. Lift and lower. You want to avoid letting that left hip lift up. You want to keep your right hip and your left hip completely parallel. Imagining that your hips are headlights and guiding you along the way. Soft bend in your standing right knee. Flex through your left foot to allow your left foot just to glide down next to the right, and then lift it right back up again. Gaze down just in front of your right toes. Lift and lower. We've got that curtsy for some bending into that right knee. All right, hold that left leg lifted. Point your left toes, come down to a curtsy, and then a side tap. So your curtsy, and then a side tap. If you want to take it up a notch, you know what I'm going to say. You can lift that left leg, curtsy, side leg lift, curtsy, side tap. Your choice. Pick which one is more comfortable for you. Maybe alternating side leg lift and a side tap. Maybe just try the tap, at least try it once. Drawing that left leg directly out from your left hip, whether you're tapping the floor or you're lifting it out from the side. Side tap and curtsy. All right, finish up the one that you're at. We're gonna bring that block down to the floor. From here, we're gonna release our left forearm down. So left knee down, left hand, not left forearm, left hand. From here, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, reach under and through, reach under and through. Option one is to have that left knee on the floor. You can also come into a full plank, staggering or stacking your feet. Full plank or with that left knee down. Feel that deep rotation as you reach your right arm under and through, and then lift it up. Keep it going. Almost there. On the next one, keep that right arm lifted. Draw that right bicep to your right ear. Crunch your knee to your elbow, and then reach. Crunch and reach. You can tap that right foot. If you want more of a challenge, you can hover that right foot as you reach it long. If this bothers your shoulder, You can rest your hand on your hip and just draw that knee up. If this bothers your hip, you can rest that right foot down, reach your right arm up, and just crunch it down. Do what you can today. Keep it going. Right arm, right leg, both, one. Keep it moving. All right, release your right hip down. Draw your left hip down. Draw your left forearm on that block. We're gonna come to clamshell, so just open and close that top leg. Now, if you can control this motion, maybe you lift that top foot. You can also keep your foot sealed and just lift and lower that top knee. Your choice. Right elbow remains wide, so you're adding a slight crunch here on the right side. Lift and lower. We're going to switch sides next, repeating these same 3 moves on the left side. Lift and lower. Clamshells, outer glute, oblique work. Lift and lower with or without the feet staying connected. Give me one more. All right, quick transition. Draw your right hand to that block. Draw your right knee down, reach your left arm up. Reach it under and through the right side body. Reach it up and through. Option 1 is to keep that bottom right knee down towards the floor for more stability. Option 2 is to come into a full side plank. You can stack. You can stagger the feet, it's total option. Keep it going. Reach under and through, whether you have that bottom knee lifted or just gently placing it onto the floor. Keeping your right hand on that block gives you a little bit elevation. Keep it going. Reach under and up, opening up that chest, opening up your shoulder as you reach that left arm up high. All right, hold that right arm lifted. Reach your left bicep towards your right ear. Crunch your knee up. Crunch your elbow down. Top limbs reaching and crunching. Reach and crunch. Same options here. If that shoulder hurts, just draw your left hand on your hip and just draw that left knee up. If this irritates your left hip, you can keep that left foot down. Continue to reach your left arm up high and down. Maybe moving both, maybe just moving one. Do what you can. We have those clamshells coming up next. Crunch and reach. Exhale on your crunch. Inhale as you reach your left arm, left leg long in opposite direction. 2 more. 1 more. All right, go ahead and bring your right forearm, got my sides right this time. Your right forearm down to that block. Bend your knees. Option 1 is to keep those feet together. Draw your left elbow wide to keep your chest, your heart, your lungs, keeping everything open. Option 2, if you'd like, you can lift that top left foot entirely up. Squeezing the outer left glute here as you lift and lower. Keep it going. Lift and lower. Just your right forearm relaxing onto that block. Almost there. Give me 3 more. 2 more. Last one. All right, finish up where you're at. Grab that block, placing that block under your right knee. We're gonna find a tabletop position. Wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Extend your left leg long, flex through your left foot. Left leg is straight. Lift and lower. Just like we did when we were standing on that block, We're using the floor to support ourselves. Make sure your wrists are directly under your shoulders. You just gaze down between your thumb and index fingers. Avoid straightening your neck, looking side to side. Right knee stays bent. If it irritates you to have your knee on that block, set it off to the floor and just rest your knee on the floor. Still going. Left leg lift and lower. Hold that left leg lifted, point your left toes, tap it over to the left side and then over to the right side. Side to side tap, strong point through your left toes. Abs are engaged here. That right foot is just relaxed. Rainbow up and over, keeping your hips square here. Firing up the inner and outer thighs and more of the base of your left glute. Keep it going. All right, release that left knee down. Slide that block over and under your left knee. Coming back to that tabletop position, extend your right leg long, flex through your right foot, lift and lower. Try to keep that right leg as straight as you can. We're just lifting and lowering. Abs are engaged here. Lift and lower that right leg. Try to press your heel to the back of the wall behind you. Almost there. And hold that right leg lifted, point through your right toes, tap that right foot over to the right, up and over to the left. Keep it going. Side to side, just like you're drawing a beautiful rainbow arch with your right toes. Imagine your toes are a beautiful paintbrush. Draw it up and over to the other side. Hips are square here. Left foot, left knee is just relaxed. You can always bring that left knee to the floor if the block is bothering you. Few more. Great. Finish up where you're at. Complete that arch. Release your knees down. Set that block at the top of your mat and then have a seat halfway through your mat. We're going to reach our feet out long so your legs are just slightly in front of that block. Can be at any height, low, medium, or high. Bring your hands by your hips, sit up nice and tall. Relax your left leg. Point through your right foot. We're going to tap up and over. Firing up the hip flexors. The lower the setting your block is, the least challenging it's going to be. Likewise, the higher that setting of your block is, the more challenging it's going to be. Imagine that block is a block of flame and you want to avoid to try to touch it at all costs. Sit up nice and tall. Avoid rounding or slouching your spine. Sit up nice and tall here. You're going to feel it in your right hip flexor. That is the point. One more. All right, release it down. Shake out that right leg. Windshield wiper your right foot. All right, sit up nice and tall. Strong point through your left foot. Again, that block can be at any height, low, medium, or high. Hands by your hips. Tap it up, tap it over. Maybe try different heights of that block here and see what feels comfortable for you today. Make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall, avoid slouching. Think about drawing the crown of your head closer towards the ceiling. You can try any variation of that block here, low, medium, or high. Alright, finish up where you're at. Grab that block, seal your legs together, reach your arms forward, just like Frankenstein arms. We're going to slowly roll all the way back. Think one vertebrae at a time. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Once your head, neck, and shoulders gently taps the floor, tap that block overhead. Bring that block back in front. Now we're going to use the upper abs as you roll all the way up. Slow and steady. Stack your shoulders over your hips, reach your arms overhead. One more time, roll back and forward. Slowly roll all the way back. Using your lower abs on the roll down. You've got this. Tap that block overhead once you get there. Bring that block in front, roll all the way up. Once you get to the top, reach that block overhead. Reach that block forward. Place that block between your ankles. Bend in your knees, and then we're going to slowly roll all the way back. Arms and legs reach long in opposite directions. Draw your feet up. Draw your hands to your feet. Pass that block towards your hands. Extend your limbs. Bring that block back to your feet. So you're just transferring that block between your hands and between your feet. It can be between your feet, your shins, your knees, your thighs. Reach for whatever you can. As you extend your limbs long, try not to touch the floor. You just want to hover. The lower you go towards the floor, the more challenging it is. Make sure your lower back is not lifting up off the floor whatsoever. Transferring that block from your hands towards your feet, and then your feet to your hands. Keep it going. Block transfer. All right, hold the block between your feet. Draw your elbows wide. From here, legs lower, legs lift. Crunch center, reach to the opposite outside ankle, lower, reach to the other outside ankle, lower. Legs lower, legs lift. Crunch up, reach to the opposite outside ankle, lower your head, neck, and shoulders. Crunch to the other outside, lower, and lift. So you got the lower abs as you lower and lift your legs. You got your upper abs as you crunch to the center, and you got your obliques as you reach to the outside of your ankle. Legs can be straight, legs can be bent. Your choice. Keep it going, reach, and reach. Finish up where you're at. Bend your knees. Gently plant your feet down and press the block into your right thigh using your right hand. Draw your left elbow wide. Crunch up. Hold that crunch. Extend and bend your left knee. Just your left leg is moving. So option 1 is to have your right foot planted on the floor. Option 2 is to have that right knee bent. You're still pressing your right hand into that block, into your right thigh. Option 3 is to crunch a little bit further and draw your right elbow into that block, into your right thigh. So this is where the small block makes it more challenging. Keep it going, still moving, just the left leg. Extend and bend. Almost there. You've got it. Stay with it. Keep it going. All right, finish up where you're at. Go ahead and plant both of your feet to start. Place the block into your left thigh. Plant your left hand into that block, right elbow wide. Tuck your chin, hover your shoulders. Bend and extend that right knee. Start here and see how this feels with your left foot planted on the floor. If you want more, lift that left leg, hold it completely still with your left knee directly over your hip, left shin parallel to the floor, just the right leg is moving. If you're dying to have more, draw your left elbow into that block, crunching a little bit more, still with your head, neck, and shoulders lifted, right elbow is wide. Just that right leg is moving, extend and bend. Any variation here. Extend and bend. All right, gently plant both of your feet. Draw that block under your left foot. Draw that left heel in close towards your glutes. Rest your hands by your side and then slide your right foot in front of your left. So you're staggering your legs. Your right leg is further away, your left foot is closer. Hands by your hips. Squeeze your glutes. Staggered glute bridge, lift and lower. Not only are your feet staggering, but your left foot is elevated. Keep it going, lift and lower. Squeeze your glutes to lift. Squeeze your glutes as you lower. Hands can be out by the side. You can cactus your arms. You can rest your hands by your hips. Any variation here. Squeeze to lift. Squeeze to lower. Hold the hips lifted. From here with your hips parallel, hips being square to one another. It's going to open and bring those knees back in towards one another. Make sure both knees are opening. So if you find that you're only opening one, just do one at a time. One knee opens, the other is completely still, and then switching sides, or both knees draw open at the same time. Avoid doing a full bridge or a wheel by keeping your shoulders pressed in towards the floor. All the work is in your glutes and in your inner thighs. Keep it going, open and close. Almost there. All right, bring your knees parallel, lower your hips, slide that block over to the right side, just behind your right hip. Place your right foot on that block. Stagger your left foot a little bit in front of your right. So your left heel is further away from your hips. Your right heel is close in towards your hips. From here, hands by your side or any variation with your hands. Squeeze to lift, squeeze to lower. Just moving here with control, lift and lower. Almost there. Keep your head, neck, and shoulders pressed in towards the floor. You can just gaze up towards the ceiling or maybe close your eyes. Focus on the movement. Keeping your hips parallel. If you're like, I can't tell if my hips are parallel, just bring your hands towards your hips, fingers towards the ceiling, and notice, are they lifting and lowering at the same time? Hold the hips lifted, knees open, knees closed. Same options here. If you can't tell, or if you do notice that only one knee is really opening, do one at a time. Open and close. You're tilting to that outer knife edge of your foot and then drawing your knee back towards the ceiling. Open and close. Keep it going. Open and close. Are engaged. All right, finish up where you're at. Lower your hips. Place that block between your thighs. Plant your feet in towards your hips, hands by your side. Last bit of glute bridge, lifts and lowers here. Lift and lower. Give me 5. That's 4. Last 3, 2, and 1. Gently lower your hips, set the block off to the side, draw your knees in towards your chest, curl yourself into a tight ball, and just allow your body to roll from side to side. Gently come through center, rock and roll yourself a few times along your spine, as many times as you need, or as little as you need, before rocking up, coming to a comfortable seated position. Reach your right leg long, draw the sole of your left leg to the inside of your right leg. Sweep both arms up high. Gently release your right hand to the inside of your right leg. Deep side bend over to the right. Inhale, rise up, both arms overhead. Pivot to frame your right foot and then fold forward, framing over your right leg. Reach for your toes, your ankle, your calf. Reach for whatever you can. Inhale, rise up, release your left hand behind your hip. Press your hips forward, reach your right arm up and back. Gently release your hips down, keeping that left knee bent. Draw your right leg in front of your left leg. Sit up nice and tall, maybe rock side to side. From here, with a long spine, gently fold forward. Then walk your hands back through center, switching sides. Left leg is long, keep the sole of your right foot to the inside of your left leg. Sweep both arms up high. Gently release your left hand to the inside of your left leg. Deep side bend over to the left. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Both arms sweep up, pivot, frame your left leg, and then fold forward. Holding here and breathing. Gently walk your hands back in. Release your right hand by your right hip. Press your hips forward. Reach your left arm up and back. Gently lower your hips down, keeping your right knee bent. Slide your left leg in front of the right. Sit up nice and tall. With a long spine, gently fold forward. Folding down as far as you'd like. Maybe staying up as high as you'd like. Gently walk your hands back in. Sweep both arms up high. Gently release your hands down. Fantastic work today. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the block and I hope you chose wisely. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you.